Okay, welcome back to Hustle Sports. This is going to be day 2 of our Run It Up challenge. Going to be a big $120 yesterday. That's kind of where we're at right now. So we're going to tally up yesterday as a win as I'm showing it on the screen. I want to take a look at our lineup. I want to take a look at what today brings us as we have a new 4-game slate ready to go. And yeah, this is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed the first video, like, comment, and subscribe, please. I need the viewers. I'd like to get some more people interested in Hustle Sports. And if you guys are checking this out for the first time, Hustle Sports provides daily lineups, daily hedge lineups, GPP lineups for esports. I like to focus right now on League of Legends. That's where I'm making most of my money. And yep, this is going to be Moose. And check me out at Moose_esports. Or check out the Hustle Sports page at hustlesports.gg. And right now we're doing what is going to be day 2 of the Run It Up challenge. Day 2 of the Run It Up challenge is going to consist of seeing how far we take our newly won $20 to our $120 total, and we're going to run up starting from $100, however far we can get. I thought that yesterday might have been kind of a bust. It was definitely a 50-50 match, but, things kind of swung our way, so I'm definitely happy to hear that. And I'm glad that we can continue this on starting off with a profit. So I am going to be just letting you guys know. I'll keep the balance off. You guys can see my crowns. I don't really care about that. And then you guys will not be able to see the user here, but I'm sure you'll know where to find it anywhere else on the screen, so I don't really care at this point. I'm more so just interested in spreading information, getting more people interested in Hustle Sports. If you're interested in DFS, Esports betting, then this is the place for you. And please check us out at HustlesportsGG, twitter.com /moose_esports, and HustlesportsGG. Both those Twitters are mine, and I run this whole thing by myself. So here we go. Let's take a look at yesterday's matchups. It was a 2-game slate, so we really had to pick between 2 coin flip games, and this was the lineup that I gave out on the video. You're looking at Jimeng, a captain, doing some decent work at 88. Could have been better, could have been worse. Morgan honestly played like dog shit. He had a couple good moments in the game that really swung the game for RNG, but I'm not really happy about the 42 points. And, overall in the LPL, 42 points is very low. And Beishang, captain, 0.9%, just so you guys are keeping track. A 0.9% captain, maybe more in the GPPs, but this tells me that a lot of people are not paying attention to jungle captain still. And as you know, captain spot, 1.5 points. Pretty big for League of Legends when you can get a 100-point carry come through for us. But I would say, aside from the typical WE performance, I really liked what I saw from Wings on the Callista. Just to talk a little bit about that game. Wings and Jinmo did some work there, and Billy Gaming had a ton of really close calls where they really fought for objectives, which is why we got a really nicely decent score out of them as a team score. And I really like what I saw from Wings overall. I think Wings is definitely one of my more likable ADCs, and I do like him with Fofo. I thought Fofo did a great job on the Zoe, but I don't think either game was really that action-packed. I do want to show you guys how close the WE RNG game was. If you haven't been watching the WE RNG game yesterday, it was on a 5 a.m. Eastern, so I don't blame you, 2 a.m. my time. But RNG really destroyed the first game with Crying, and these guys that played RNG, are definitely feeling it. Crying still put up 54 points in a loss, and Betty almost got the same numbers. But I would say that overall, the reason why we won here and did really well is because of the Billy Gaming play, which I really didn't expect. I thought WE would score more points, but in that second game, WE really turned the tide, and with one battle, I'll just show you guys what happened here. So this is the Anivia channel that I use to look at YouTube. Shout out to Anivia. Solid channel for reviewing games. And so I'm just going to play this clip for you guys. As you can see, WE here is on a Cloud Soul point. They're about to kill the Cloud Dragon, and here come RNG. They're about to take contest this Cloud Dragon at the same time. And as you can see by the picks here, the chemical makeup of that WE have in this case, the Renekton, the front line. You have the Trundle, the front line. You got the Teachermon, the Karma, which was a flex pick that he plays really well, missing on the front line, all protecting this one pick, Aphelios. And Aphelios, if you guys aren't familiar with League of Legends right now, is very overpowered. And on patch 10.12, 10.13, he's getting nerfed, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why. In this case, if you're RNG, you're coming in with New, and New is kind of a little bit out of position in this play, but he's kind of getting close. But on the Mordekaiser, he's able to take one person. It's the Shadow Room. He could have taken Geomain completely out of this fight if he was able to get closer. XLB can bunch this whole group up with his ultimate on the Jarvan. Cryan playing the TF here. I didn't like the TF pick here, but it's okay. Betty on the backside with Ashe, trying to set up picks with the TF Ashe combo, as well as the main hook. So let's see how this plays out. So you can see here comes our fight, and you're watching this. You see Geomang in the back, and he's going to start ulting, and he starts popping off. So he pops his Moonlight Vigil right here, and they all just completely get destroyed. The casters start going insane, and that's all she wrote. They pretty much take this all the way down, and this is over. So just so you guys understand that, RNG could have easily taken this game had there been a worse AD carry on the WE side, but because they had Aphelios in this position right here, it was all over for them. So as you can see, the Moonlight Vigil comes out, and boom, the damage is just too much. Aphelios gets an additional 50% increased damage on his ultimate, and that's kind of why I like WE. They have very big action-packed fights, and they're very enjoyable to watch. And I think the missing Jumping combo is one to watch out for in the bottom lane, especially if they're getting a lot of good help from Beisheng. So we cashed. I also had this lineup in several tournaments with Meteor, which I really liked as well. His return, I figured that he would be low owned. He was actually 7% owned compared to our captain, which is Beisheng at 70%. But I'll take it. Looks like we settled with Jinmo, and I can live with that. Right, Missing had a much worse day than Jinmo, so I'm okay with the 9-point spread on that. It could have gone either way. So that's kind of what I have for our lineup review yesterday, and I really want to take a closer look at the games today. It is going to be a 4-game slate, so I am going to be definitely interested in seeing what's on the slate and how we're going to be playing the slate. So let's pop it open and take a look. So the first thing I like to do is just to peruse the pricing and peruse the lines. So you've got, starting us off at 1 a.m. my time, you've got Team 1 and Dam 1, a very close game between two top LCK teams. The bottom end of the LCK game is going to be a crap stump between Gen G and Sandbox. And Sandbox have not looked good lately. If you look here in the before, SK Telecom put them away real easy in the past couple times. SKT T1 did some, by the way, they're not SK Telecom T1 anymore, they're T1 because they're owned by Comcast, but Google hasn't gotten that bid yet. As you can see, 24 kills on T1 side here, 14 kills on here against a nice 2-0. LM on the new jungler carrying himself well, but Sandbox are basically just being completely pushed over. So I'm definitely interested to see where we can find the pricing of some of these gen players and where I want to kind of allocate my lineup. But more so, you definitely want to look at the lines that are going to be popping up and who's starting on these teams. And I can tell you right now that these two matchups are going to be action-packed. You have two very close teams going up in the LPL, and the LPL usually outscores the LCK. So I definitely want to focus more on the LPL matchup if I can. So the first thing that I want to take a look at is the lines. So I just use Bovada, just something basic. If you want to just pop this out real quick, I'm not logged in or anything, so at least I don't have to show anything here. But as you can see, Invictus Gaming minus 1600. I'm honestly going to be taking this plus 200 line on the Dominus. They did have a nice 2-0 last night, the night before against Edward Gaming, decisive victory, and kind of a comeback such decisive victory. I do like Jubin on the Aphelios. That Aphelios is Aphelios. Chalizi actually did really well. Twilight hasn't been doing so hot in this game. Zubin again on the Aphelios. So Edward Gaming just doesn't know how to draft. You don't give teams that are bad Aphelios. Let's just say that. So, I am going to be interested in tonight. Invictus Gaming have had their chances of slipping, but I think that they are going to take this game, and I'm very interested in players like Rookie, Ning, and the new support that's coming in, Reheal, as well as, the question is whether or not you want to play the Shy, and I don't really know if I want to play him, but I'll have to think about it as I look through. LGD Suning, minus 230 on LGD. LGD's only lost to top Esports. I really like this pick. I would say that my buddy Paydirt, whose projections I have listed here, which I'll show you guys in a second, disagrees. But I believe he does have Kramer as his top person of expected value. So I'm definitely interested in seeing Kramer in action. Kramer, Teddy, Ruler. Obviously, I think we found our bread and butter. Teddy with a really high projection. Ghost Showmaker down here. So basically the algorithm for Paydirt. By the way, check him out. Paydirt.ghost.io. Very good site for projections, and you guys are kind of getting some of these projections per his permission to let me show and sponsor and market him. The guy has been nothing but great in letting me use the projections. So I would definitely check this out if you're interested in really taking DFS seriously. I look at these projections every day and base my lineups off of them. So paydirt.ghost.io. I highly recommend you check it out. And he does all esports projections and even KBO. So check that out. Let's take a look here. So it looks like Puff, Ruler, Kramer, Teddy definitely going to be the favorites to score tonight. So we're definitely going to have to pick up, I think, either 2 EDCs or 2 mids, depending on pricing. So now we're going to go to the pricing and see what we have. Invictus Gaming, not surprising. Most expected to score. Kramer and the LGD squad is going to be coming in second on pricing, and then T1, and then we have Jen. Jen's pricing, if I understand correctly, looks very fair to me. So we've taken a look at the lines. Let's exit out of this. We've taken a look at the LPL lines. LGD favored. Invictus heavily favored tonight. LGD definitely favored. I think Suning might be able to take a game off them, but I think we'll have to see to find out. So if we take a look at LCK lines, we get T1 slightly favored over Damwon. I actually like Damwon in this game, and this is kind of what Paydirt does for you. Is he'll take, if you go to the stacks page, you'll be able to see the ELO rankings and overall rankings of how the difference between the teams and how they're doing. And I like this. It looks like the highest kills against actually come against Invictus Gaming and DMO. So I think that'll be it looks like Invictus definitely like to give up kills, that's for sure. And I'm very interested to see, it looks like the numbers do say that T1 should be favored, but I think that Damwon are a very good team, and I really am not expecting a lot of scoring in that matchup, so I am going to avoid that lineup for now. The teams that I'm going to primarily target tonight are going to be LGD, Invictus Gaming, and Gen G. And I think that my favorite player on Gen G, Mr. Consistency, is Ruler. And Ruler can give you 110 points. He can win a game and give you 75 points. But the point is that Ruler is big and bust. And he will help you win. He will help you lose. Just depending on whether or not Gen G win that game. And I think that Gen G are on their way to being the first or second best team in the LCK. So you definitely want to make sure that you have some exposure to them. And especially in GPPs, where if they get to do what they did that last time, Ruler 110 points, BDD 95 points. These are the type of scores that win your GPPs. So I'm just going to select it here and see what I can do here in terms of playing it by ear and seeing how it goes. And just going to make a lineup, and we'll see how it goes from there. I think tonight it looks like we're getting Lang Xiao, Peanut, Zai, Kramer, Mark, so there's nothing new there. Invictus are bringing in the new player Reheal. There he is. He just got added. So I'm definitely interested in this guy at a lower price, almost at Mark's price if you want IG exposure. And you're going to get the Shy being the top laner, You might want to save here as well. Lang Shao, very, 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 very cheap for what we're expecting to be a good play. If we're expecting a 2-1, 72, 65 points, not terrible. Rascal has been absolutely killing it. He's been doing really well, and I think a lot of people will be on him because they'll see the 106. I'm not quite buying in yet. I think the 56, 60 is a more ridiculous number, a more reasonable number, excuse me. So I think that I'm definitely interested in seeing something more out of these players, and I definitely think I'm going to be leaning Lang Shao's way at top lane. Klid at 63.5 fantasy points per game. He's been having an okay start to the summer split. I think I'll be more interested in Ning in this position if I can fit him. And Peanut has been an absolute monster lately. You definitely want upper 70s, 80s for jungler consistency. I think somebody on Twitter had commented previously that his opening kills are just insane. So I'm definitely interested in seeing more of Peanut, and I think he might be my top selection tonight for a jungler, but I guess we'll see. The fun fact behind Peanut is that Peanut is, he's had 6 first bloods and 4 first blood assists in 13 games. So he's definitely there, and he's definitely involved with his team. As you can see, his assist scores are definitely high. It's pretty nutty, so I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing what I can fit here. So I want to see if I can first do an LPL stack. Let's see what happens if we just do an LPL stack for now. So as we looked at Patriots projections, we saw Kramer being the top wanted person here. So why don't we start off there, and we'll go from there and see what we can fit. Like I said, I do like Lang Shao here. I do like a Peanut here. It looks like we are going to be building an LGD start. Depending on which one of these players you go with, will pretty much shape your directions. It's $600 difference, and then let's see what the cheapest team here is. It's going to be LGD as well. You could get a lot more security out of your team slot with the Gen G pick. So let's just build that real quick. And then I think we'll do a Mark. I do like Mark a lot in terms of his contributions. I really like this 80 that he put up against DMO. I think he's got a solid couple points to give up. And then you could also go with Reheal, but the same type of price as Mark. This Life Kellen thing, man, I just don't know which one of them's playing. I don't want to figure it out. If you take a look at Gen G's previous matchups, you'll see that they switch on and off. So against APK Prince, they brought in Life, and Life did well, and good for him. But against Damwon, I believe this is the last time they had Life come in as well. I believe they started with Callan here. No, Life played the whole thing. Yeah, Life played the whole thing. So I guess Life is back. I guess there's no more Callan in our lives. Here's Callan playing well. So I don't know which one's going to be playing. And the fact is that because it's the 4 a.m. game, we're not going to be able to find out. The LCK doesn't release their lineups. They only release the starting lineup for these two teams, which we pretty much know what that's going to be like. So I'm going to steer away. So I'm definitely going to take Mark in this position and then pay my way down as I need to. It looks like things are getting kind of expensive. So I want to see if I can fit Ruler in. And yeah, so we've ran into our first problem is that we can't have it all, right? So we're going to have to definitely pay down at some positions. And then we're probably going to have to pay up at some other positions. So I don't want to make this video go way too long. But let's see what we can do if we put Ruler in. I think paying down a captain is oftentimes the best thing you can do. And it looks like Ruler is going to be our cheapest carry. So let's see if we pay for Kramer. If we get like Shao here, Peanut here. Why not? Let's take BBD. And then we'll take Mark. And then we're still pretty short. So it does look like we might have to go with some sort of a banger lineup that's not going to include all of our favorite players. Man, Klid is definitely cheap. Klid might be the piece that fits us here. It gets us closer to where we need to be. LGD is getting closer. The Life Kellen, I don't know who to pick there. So sorry guys, I'm not going to go that direction. It looks like we might not be able to fit everything we need. So at this point, I'm going to reach at T1. and see if I can pick somebody at T1 that I like that perhaps could fill the spot. You could do this. You could do this. You could take Faker on this, and you have a good Gen LGD T1 lineup going. That doesn't look terrible. That honestly might be it. We don't. I think Effort's gonna play for T1. I just don't know if T1 are gonna win, but I think that even in losses, Faker does do decently well, and he has obviously big upside as one of League's most legendary players. So I think this might be it. I do like Kana, but man, the price on Lang Shadow Knight is just really good, and I don't know if I can get away from that. So as you guys have seen, I built this lineup right here, completely hands-free, completely. I'm gonna see if I can put Faker and see what happens. Faker's actually cheaper than Ruler in this case, so we could actually do this. We could take. Oh man, if we could have gotten Rookie right here, that would have been kind of sick. I think we might still be able to if we take Rookie. Then you have this weird IG exposure. Man, it's like a T1 LGD Gen IG Gen LGD T1. It's a lot of exposure to a lot of things I don't know if I want, and I might just go up here to Teddy. Man, Teddy's been an absolute monster lately, just tearing people to pieces. Man, T1 might actually win this game based on their previous performance. The sandbox performance is good, the Friga performance is good, but man, the game is just so close. I don't know if I can trust it in a damn once. It looks like. Yeah, I don't know if I can trust it. As you can see, they do have a good CKP-MR differential. You would have to ask Paydirt about this, but he did express to me the importance of this, and I'm not going to put words in my mouth if I don't understand something. But as far as I understand, it's the kills per minute ratio of the total kills. Just check it out. But I think that you do want more Gen G exposure if you can get it. But man, if you can get Rookie in this lineup, then the Faker top pick might not be good. I don't know if I necessarily like it as much as the Ruler pick, because if you get Ruler here at the top, I think the Gen is a pretty locked spot here. So the problem is you have to spend that 80 carry. That's really the issue. We're pretty close here to getting Zai. Zai would have been a nice pick as well. If we go down to Faker here, I wonder who we can get. We can get Ning. Ning might be a good play. And as you can see, we're just tinkering until we find something that works. But this is kind of how these things go. I like to be cheaper at jungle, but man, getting exposure to that DMO tonight is going to be probably something like this again. So there's definitely a lot of ways to go tonight. I think the best thing that I can always tell you is try to keep your games to a minimum. Focus on LPL as opposed to LCK because there's more fantasy points scored in the LPL. Keep your teams, like I said, try not to get too much exposure to all these different pieces because oftentimes that can screw you. Kind of pick a ground and stand on it and see where you want to play. Man, if I get Peanut as well, Peanut has been really good. I'm surprised that his averages are so low. Probably because they haven't really played anything. That shooting game is kind of scaring me in terms of what's going to happen. But let's say we take D1 here and then keep this. So if I can get access to Ning, and then if I can get access, I would probably see if I could go Kramer here and still stick him in. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a choice between keeping Kramer or going with Teddy. And I think I'm okay with taking Clit. And let's take a look at just some recent examples of what Sandbox has had with Elam. And it looks like Elam did okay in the first game. In the second game they put him out, he did great in the second game, a 3-1-11 score. This is just, spitballing it, but a 4-1-8 from the Pioshik pick is a pretty good score. Yeah, I mean, I might just take that. Take Clit here at face value. I'm not that happy with it, but I do think it is a pretty good Spirit with 10 assists, Spirit with 3-1-10 score. So it looks like they're doing decent. And I think this was a beatdown. I remember Canyon doing well in this matchup before. Yeah, I think this might be it, boys. I think we get good LGD exposure here. We don't get enough IG exposure, which I want to take a look at, because if we can go up to Ning in some way, and this, by the way, I tinker like this for hours. I love doing this. Just gets me really excited about tonight and seeing where I can find my value. You know, if effort is starting and they're not bringing in Kuri, what if we did something like this? What if we got off Faker and we got on? Oh, okay, here we go. Now we're talking some business, right? If we can get Rookie in here, man, that's nice, huh? If we can get Rookie in here, we're still gonna have to take Lid, but if we can get Rookie in here, then we can get exposure to Invictus as well. Invictus tonight against DMO. I'm expecting something in the 80s. The problem is that they are pretty expensive. You could also do a full LGD kind of play and go down here, and then you could see about making your way over to a Ning. Yeah, I like this too. This looks good. This might be it. See, like, you really have to think about the way these lineups are gonna go. And sorry about the long video. I really wanted to keep this short. It's 26 minutes, but yeah, I think basically tinker around and see where you can find your value. But I do like getting exposure to a game that I expect to go off, like an Invictus game, and getting exposure to the jungler might be the key here. You know, you do kind of bite it with not being able to get Rookie, and you might even, but you know, you are still getting a good LPL matchup, and Jai is capable of doing Jai things where he does really well, and getting this IG exposure might be worth it. So I think we'll call it here for the stream. So we are at 120. We're at 120. Yeah. So I think tonight we'll play another 20 bucks, and we'll probably go for 140, 145, something along the way, and that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this helps you build your lineups. As always, keep it concise. Get exposure to LPL teams. Always take winners. Always pick winners. Always pick teams you like that you think are going to win. In fact, check this out. I'm going to make this lineup a little bit better right now. Look at that. A 4 LGD stack, because we ended up saving that 200, so we don't have to worry about what T1 does. Even if Effort loses, he does score decently well in losses. Like, what do we need him to score? Man, Effort's like totally a bag of shit all over the place. I'm gonna play with this a little bit more. There's a lot of places you can pay down. There's a lot of places you can pay up, but I do like the idea of getting some nice exposure to. Man, this mark is just so expensive that I think we might have to just settle on this. Play around to see what you guys like. One of my favorite things to do is go cheaper at the captain slot and save yourself some money in your lineup and get more exposure to the teams you want to get exposure to. So guys, this has been episode 2. It went far too longer than I thought. I will try to keep it more concise. I swear I didn't expect this whole lineup breakdown to take 20 minutes, but hopefully this video renders in time. And this has been day 2 of the Hustlesports GG $100 Run It Up challenge. And this is Moose with Twitter tag Moose_Esports signing off. Like, comment, subscribe, check me out. Good luck on the slate as always, and make sure you keep winning. Make sure you keep hustling. Take care. Have a good one.